This is Victor's Corbett Field. And we're here in March, of course, under these unusual COVID-19 circumstances. We ask that you please pay attention to our COVID protocols. Please make sure that you are socially distancing your household family unit. Make sure that you are masked the entire time. We'll take your help in these matters. We'll ensure that the football season will continue and our student athletes can enjoy these events. I'd like to take a moment just to recognize some of the sponsors for the football season. The gold and season sponsors include Anderson Van Horn Insurance, Victor Jr. Blue Devils, and Pontillo's Pizza in Bushnell's Basin. This year's tournament sponsors include Bristol's Garden Center, New York Bus Sales, Vanderstein Toyota, Triad Network Technologies, and Hoffman and Centola PC. Thank you for your support of Victor Blue Devil football. We are going to forgo the starting lineups today. We'd like to take a moment right now, though, to remind all our fans to be loud, be proud, be positive. Officials for today's game include Ray Richardson, Paul Marsh, Ray Anselmi, Lawrence Riley, and Nick Fillion. As you can hear, the cheerleaders are in the house today. It's good to see them back as well. Football clothing is 50% off at the concession stand. Make sure you take a look. Although they don't have any food today, they are selling all that football clothing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Varsity Media Sports Network. We are live from Victor's Corbett Field. It's spring football action. The Edison Tech Inventors and the Victor Blue Devils. This is Sam Schreier with you, along with the recently retired lacrosse coach of Victor, Jim Andre. Jim, it's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast.
Sam, looking forward to working with you. You know, there's just an excitement in the air. You know, here we are, spring football. This is exciting. Some people doubted. We wondered if this was going to happen, and here we are. We've got fans in the stands. You know, we've got student athletes on the field ready to compete. More athletes with our cheerleaders here on the track. Everybody's socially distanced in a safe way. We're making this happen. There's just an excitement in the air. Even this morning, seeing the campus come alive, it's been great.
We're so looking forward to a game that should actually be a good matchup. You know, we never know. First game of the season, long off season, not a lot of chances for a ton of practices, just a few weeks to get ready. We're going to have a preview for you. Keys to the game coming up with Coach Andre in just a minute. First, our national anthem. There we go, our national anthem, and we are just about set for the coin toss in spring football. Jim, got some keys to the game for us today. What are going to be the keys for either team to come out on victorious today in this one?
Well, for Edison Tech, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to play defense on the victor side of the ball. And here's what I mean by that. You know, you've got a big, strong running back with Rashawn Baker, and you don't want this kid to get that 3 or 4 yard head of steam heading to the line of scrimmage. Edison, you can't stand up and read and find the ball. You just got to go. You got to get in the backfield, and you got to try and tackle Rashawn and the other running backs before they get to the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be an exciting part of it. For the Blue Devils, this is a dance that they're going to learn as they go. Usually as a coaching staff, we're breaking down film. We're seeing opponents. We're seeing tendencies. We're seeing formations. But right now, zero film on Edison. So I think that's a big evening factor for both teams. I think both teams obviously going to have to play physical. But again, Sam, like you alluded to, you know, we kind of hit the ground running with this season. You know, neither team had a long season or camps leading up to this. So I think this is going to be a dance they learn as they go, and it's going to be an exciting one.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to bringing this here today. I know you can't be here in person, but hopefully you're going to enjoy the broadcast today and just seeing the kids just have fun and how important it is. You know, Jim, watching the winter season and the season that they just had with the basketball and hockey and the wrestling. Kids were just so excited to be out there, and that was the most important thing, I thought.
You know, Sam, being a teacher in the high school, knowing that athletics are back, I'm telling you, bud, it changes the climate of the building. You know, the kids are in the school, they're excited, they're ready to be there, and everybody, all of a sudden, they start wearing their Victor blue and gold, just like I'm sure they're wearing that maroon, gray, and silver over in Edison. It just brings that energy and liveliness to the building. Athletics in all things, whether it's the marching band or the school musical or the play, all those extracurricular activities, they just bring so much to the community, and they're back.
All right, so we have the meeting at midfield for the coin toss. The Blue Devils have won the toss. They will defer to the second half, and Edison's going to receive. As you can see this year with the COVID, the captains kind of stand back from the coin toss. As with everything, a little bit of a change. So they're not actually having the full meeting up at midfield. So Edison's going to get started on offense. The Blue Devils are going to be on defense first. And I think the key for Edison right here is to establish, get a little bit of ball control, and try to keep the ball moving in a sustained drive to get started here.
You know, an opening drive for Edison. I'll be looking forward to seeing what their formations are. Are they going to try and spread Victor apart? Victor's, you know, traditionally, they got some big guys. Is Edison going to come out like spread formations? They're going to try and spread the Blue Devils out to attack their defense? Are they going to just, okay, button it up and we're going to come right at you? So it's going to be exciting because, as I said, the first game of the year, I haven't seen film on either teams. So it's going to be exciting to analyze it and see what we're up to this afternoon.
All right, here we go. Blue Devils special teams coming out, getting set to kick off.
You know, I still like the high school kickoff often more than I do college and pros, and I'll definitely here at the high school level, there are kids that can kick it out of the end zone. But here at the high school level, you generally get more returns than you do when you watch a pro game. So this is an exciting part of the game I just love about high school football.
All right, we are set for action as Max Marica set to kick it off. And we are underway. Spring football begins for the first time ever. Kick is out. It's taken back by the Inventors. They take it across the 25, and he's stopped by a host of tacklers right there, and the Inventors start about their own 24-yard line.
You know, Sam, you mentioned Max Fiorica. He's also a soccer player. Here's this interesting, unusual spring football season, and here we're letting a student who traditionally has played soccer in the fall, he's out here kicking the football for the Blue Devils. Here we go.
All right, Paul in play, and we are set for action here at Corbett Field. Glad to have you along on a beautiful mid-March day. Sounds
it's
great
beautiful.
to hear that.
Yeah, it looks like the Inventors, they've got two receivers wide to one side. They still got two running backs in the backfield. Interesting, going in motion, seeing how Victor adjusts. You know, he's back in a shotgun snap. Snap slightly high.
He tries to take it himself, and few Blue Devils in on the stop right there.
Yeah,
good job on defense right there, first play.
I saw number 74, Nick Franzak. He's also a UB commit. He kind of broke through the line of scrimmage. You know, Edison, you're going to have to control that shotgun snap because remember, every second it takes that quarterback to jump up and get it, that's one step closer that defensive line is penetrating.
Loss of 4 yards on the play for the Inventors. Be second down and 14 at the 21-yard line.
You know, adjusted formation already for Edison. That first formation, they had 3 wide receivers. Now they go to 1 wide receivers with 2 running backs in the backfield. Still, that shotgun snap slightly high.
Quarterback on the keeper. This time gets it out to about the 20-yard line, so we'll call it a gain of 1 right there before the Blue Devils tacklers come in on the stop right there. Another good defensive play by the Blue Devils.
You know, that number 11, Divine Thomas for Edison, he did a really nice job of focusing on that football. He's had 2 high snaps in a row that very easily could have been a fumble or a turnover. So I thought Edison did a good job catching that snap. As we get into our series here, I'm assuming, Edison, you're going to settle that center. You know, he's going to settle down. He's going to get that snap low. It'll be interesting to see if the Inventors go under center.
Blue Devils looking to get a force of 3 and out on the first series of the game. Here comes Edison. You're right, Jim. They split out.
Yeah, it's interesting. They got that 3 up. They just shifted formation.
Timeout. Timeout Blue Devil, or excuse me, timeout Inventors right there. So trying to get an opportunity to pick up some yardage on 3rd down. They call timeout right there. So our first timeout of the game right there.
You know, it was interesting, Sam. You saw that change of formation. They went with 4 wide receivers. You know, 2 wide to one side, 2 wide to the other. All of a sudden, those inside receivers came in to almost a 2 tight end set. So it's like they wanted to spread out the Blue Devils to see what they were going to get, and they brought in those receivers to a 2 tight end set. So it'll be interesting to see what formation they go with here. You know, without question, Sam, academics obviously is the foundation of a school. We know that's most important.
Sure.
But without question, you know, I didn't think you'd have to agree because, of course, you're the broadcaster. You do this more than I do. But, you know, what's exciting is, you know, things like the school play, the musical, the marching band, all those extracurriculars and athletics, they're kind of the front porch. You know, they're the first thing you see. So I think it really fills the tank of the whole community, you know, to see these kids out here performing.
All right, here we go on 3rd down, 14 for Edison to go back to pass with a long throw. It's up and intercepted by the Blue Devils. Here they go back down to the 20, to the 15, down inside the 13-yard line. Interception right there. Edison calls timeout. They throw a long out route, and the Blue Devils right there to intercept that. Good play by Victor.
Yep, Sam, that was number 23, Rashawn Baker. He's the Bucknell commit. He did a real nice job dropping into his zone. I thought the Blue Devils really did well covering the field, and all of a sudden that ball was kind of thrown up in the air. I think the quarterback was kind of rushed there, obviously, and then all of a sudden he was able to pick it off, and good things happened for the Blue Devils. Let's see if Edison can button it up and keep the Devils from scoring on their opening drive here.
Deep in Edison territory, 1st and 10 from the 15. Knapp in the shotgun. On the toss. It's across the 10. And he carries it around to get some more yards. Finally pushed out of bounds. Inside the 7-yard line.
You know, it was interesting, Sam. They had those 2 guys that were, you know, 2 backs, so to speak, that were to the strength of the field, to the wide side of the field. They really didn't put them in motion, obviously, because you're not allowed to have 2 guys in motion. This isn't Canadian football. But what they did was pre-snap, they brought those 2 guys over, really put strength into the boundary, and had success with it.
All right, looks like about 2nd down, 3 yards to go. Ball's at the 7-yard line. Play action pass to the end zone, and it is intercepted in the end zone. So Edison gets the stop on defense, intercepting that play.
You know, Sam, I'm impressed with that because don't forget, one of the hardest plays to stop on defense when you're inside that 10-yard line, it's the slant ball. And I thought Edison did a great job breaking on that ball, and that is one of the toughest balls to defend, like I said, when you're down there in the red zone on defense.
So they intercepted they intercepted in the end zone. It's going to come back out to the 20-yard line. So Edison holds after throwing the interception themselves. Victor got down to the 15, and ran one play and then threw that interception. So Edison with their second chance on offense here.
I agree. Sam, the Inventors, they needed that because all of a sudden you throw the interception. It's kind of that woe is me mentality. You got your back against the wall. Then all of a sudden, one of your guys steps up, makes a big play.
Let's see what the Inventors do on their second series.
Yep, they're going those 4 wide receivers. They're putting a guy in motion over to trips.
Divine Thomas in the spread out and a whistle stops play. A flag down. A delay of game is the call against the Inventors. So they'll take 5 yards back, and they'll go 1st and 15 from the 15.
You know, you saw the quarterback waving one of his receivers over. I think he was expecting to see a trip set. That means, 1 receiver wide on one side, 3 on the other. They came out balanced 2 and 2. He was trying to get him over in time. Unfortunately, time expired.
Thomas in the shotgun. Whistle stops, and I believe we're going to get a false start here. Another penalty against Edison. Yeah, we are. It's a false start against the Inventors. Take it back another 5 yards, so they've dug themselves a hole right back to the 10-yard line. On the first 2 plays, it's now going to be 1st and 20.
Maybe it's time for Edison. Let's take a deep breath. Let's settle. Do we need a guy in motion right now? Maybe we just need to get lined up, run a successful play, and build off of it. And I'm expecting them to do that here.
All right, Thomas will from the shotgun again. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
Wow, an empty backfield set.
Thomas looks to pass. Now he runs with it, holds on to it. Big stop right there at the 10-yard line. Maybe gained a yard on the play. And brought down, and it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 19.
Sam, I think the front four of the Blue Devils did a great job of not only coming upfield hard and fast, I think they did a great job of breaking down. Sometimes these high school athletes, it's that first game of the year, you're excited, you come flying upfield, and all of a sudden you go right back, past the quarterback. I thought they did a good job of settling in as a front four, break down, and make that tackle.
All right, second. So the 2 penalties brought him back to the 10. They backed it out to the 11. 2nd down at 19 from the 11. They go 3 wide to the left this time, 1 to the right, and a timeout, Edison. So they've burned 2 timeouts on their first 2 series. I don't know if they weren't set or the play clock was running down, but another timeout for the Inventors.
It's interesting right now out of Edison. I'm seeing them go with wide receivers. They're going 3 to one side, possibly 1 to the other. It'll be interesting to see if they let Thomas, their quarterback, roll out right or left. Right now he's kind of doing a drop back, so it'll be interesting to see as the game goes on, are they going to try and move him and get him out of the pocket? It's also going to be interesting to see how are the Blue Devils going to adjust right now to seeing these multiple receivers. I mean, we saw an empty set already. Here we are. We're not even through the first quarter yet. They've got no running back. They got 5 receivers, and you can see the Blue Devils drop down into like that 4-man deep zone. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, 2nd and long here. How are the Blue Devils going to adjust to what they know is almost certainly going to be a pass?
Jim, I thought it was real important for Edison here to try to move the ball a little bit on this drive. Getting that 3 and out, well, not really 3 and out, but it was essentially because they got the interception. But then getting that big defensive play, they want to establish themselves in the game by trying to move the ball a little bit. I think it's very important here for Edison to pick up some big yards on 2nd down to keep the ball out of Victor's hands.
Absolutely. As we know at any level, penalties, they're really hard to overcome.
Yeah. Thomas from the shotgun, 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. He's a pass, little screen pass goes out wide. Tries to break a tackle. He's unable to do so, and he's brought down right again at the line of scrimmage.
That bubble screen looked really good out here towards the left side. He was open. The Blue Devils did a great job having their linebackers flow. They sniffed it out right away. At the same time, they had their corner deep to cover the long pass, but I thought the linebackers did beautiful flow, and they read it, sniffed it out. It was a good play for Victor.
So the officials are concurring. I don't know if was there a flag down.
Yeah,
it was.
He waved it off.
Yep. Okay. Flag is picked up, so it's going to be 3rd down. Speaking to the coaching staff of Edison, as far as to why I pick it up, he's not happy about it.
Yeah, they saw they thought there was possibly a little bit of a late hit away from the ball, but I think it was really on both players kind of going at it a little bit. It's that intensity. It's their first official football game of the year, so I think getting a little emotional, and I think the officials want to make sure they do a good job letting the kids play.
Box says second down. I believe it's, there you go, third down. Third down and 19 from the 11-yard line. Second possession of the game for the Inventors. There they go again. One back, two right, one receiver to the left. Quarterback keeps the ball.
Yeah, that was like a direct snap with the fullback leading up through there. Not much there. You know, I think the defense for Victor did a great job of coming through, attacking gaps, breaking down, and making the tackle.
Gain of about 1 on the play, so we'll call it 4th down, 18, and the Inventors will have to punt it. And Victor will get their second chance on offense. Should be good field position again for the Blue Devils.
You know, basically that traditional spread punt formation. And this is the time where, you know, as a high school coach, no matter what level you're at, you're always kind of holding your breath for that long snap, because I think that in punting, that's one of the more challenging aspects of the game.
Punt is off. He got shanked a little bit.
I think Victor got a piece of that.
Yeah. I think that one of the linemen tipped it just a tad on the way over. The rusher came in and tapped it just a little bit and knocked it down, and there's only about a net of about 4 or 5 yards on that one.
Well, here we go. In the first quarter, we've got the second attempt for the Blue Devils to be down here in the red zone. It'll be interesting to see what formation. Are they going to try and throw like they did last time, or are they just going to try and pound it? Let's see what they come up with. Wow, 3 receivers to one side.
Second time from the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Blue Devils. On the draw. Gain of about 2 on that one.
You know, Edison, it looked like that number 57, Amari Jackson, he did a real nice job coming across the line of scrimmage. And that's exactly what we talked about in the beginning, Sam. If Edison's going to compete here this afternoon, they've got to penetrate. They've got to play defense on Victor's side of the line of scrimmage. They cannot be a reading team.
Knapp for the snap and the shotgun. 1 receiver to each side. And he motions across. Knapp to throw. Pass is complete. Nice pass right there. Referee's calling for the time, and looks like the first down right there for the Blue Devils. This is going to be 1st and goal from inside the 5.
You know, I like the way the Blue Devils shotgun snap, James Knapp rolling out to his right. Oh, looks like breaking the huddle quickly.
On the handoff, flag down.
You know, I think, Sam, it could have been maybe a little bit too quickly.
Yeah.
You know, as our friends at home know, you know, as our people at home know, you've got to be set for 1 full second before you snap the ball. I thought the Blue Devils had a great idea going up there, attacking the line of scrimmage, getting set quickly, trying to catch that defense off guard, and then all of a sudden they possibly were not set for a full second.
I like the play by Coach Mandel right there, trying to stick it there.
That's a great idea. Hey, you know what? It's the element of surprise. Let's break the huddle quickly.
Be a 5-yard penalty, so it's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. On the run, that's Baker, and Baker will pick up a few yards on the play. So it's a conservative on 1st down this time.
Yeah, you know, it was that 2 tight end set. I do like having motion in high school football. I still love having that wing back, that guy just out to the tight end, going in motion, because just by going in motion, you change the strength of the field and you make the defense adjust. And if the defense doesn't adjust, it's a huge advantage for you.
Second down from the 6-yard line, 2nd and goal. There's a handoff again to the end zone, and a Blue Devil touchdown.
You know, Sam, once again,
right up the middle.
Yeah, once again, you're putting that back in motion. It gives you the extra blocker. Rashawn did a real nice job attacking that off-tackle hole, and then all of a sudden he cut north, and boom, he was through there. So I thought that was a really good play.
So our first points of the game come with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So Baker's touchdown, and then the extra point tacked on. And Victor leads it 7-0. So good job by the Blue Devils capturing the second chance from the red zone right off the bat for them on each possession.
Wow. And Sam, adding to the atmosphere, being an 80s guy, what do I hear in the loudspeaker? Some Van Halen after the touchdown.
There you go.
There you go. That fills my tank in the afternoon here. You got to love it.
Then we go to all the small things, though. Just right after that.
There it is. So that was, I mean, what is this? It was so good with Van Halen. Now we all of a sudden changed the station. It was right. We got Rod Engels down there, one of our teachers in the district here, operating the music. So far, I was excited with the DJ's choice, but I don't know. We've kind of digressed a little bit here. Well, let's see what the Inventors can do on this kickoff return. You know, number one, handle the ball. Number two, you got to start with good field position.
All right, so Edison is going to look to get their first down of the game. The Blue Devils capitalize on their second chance. A little bit of a shanked punt and went out of bounds right pretty much at the line of scrimmage. And good job by the Blue Devils. Run. They took a penalty and then able to knock it in and grab the lead here in the first quarter.
You know, for our friends at Edison, let's take a deep breath. You know, let's regroup. Let's handle the kickoff return right now. Let's give ourselves some good field position, and let's start chipping away at putting together a drive. You know, last time, their drives have started deep in their own end, so maybe if they can start something a little closer to midfield, we might have success.
All right, here we go on the return. Trying to break a few tackles. Now he goes backwards, now cuts back the other way. Now gang tackles there at the 20-yard line. So the Inventors will have it at their 20-yard line, looks like. Yep. Yeah, 10-yard return there. So 1st and 10 from the 20. So let's see if the Edison can get some positive yardage on first down this time.
Yeah, that was a great return. So we saw some athleticism moving around.
Sure.
The Blue Devils did a good job of swarming to the ball and breaking down. Sometimes making those, kickoff return or punt return tackles. Sometimes those are the toughest to make because you're running downfield full speed. You got to make sure we tell our kids as you get closer to the ball, your hips should get closer to the ground. You want to break down and be able to move left and right.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Inventors.
Wow, empty backfield, 5 receivers.
Little pass right there. That's a nice little play on first down.
I agree, Sam. I thought they did a great job of, the quarterback finding that open area. You don't have to make that 20-yard pass. It was that 5-yard pass, looking at that, waiting for those linebackers to drop in their zone. He showed patience, let those linebackers drop, and try and catch something underneath. That was good patience by Edison.
Divine Thomas on that little pass. They're going to get a penalty on the play. It's going to take them back. So the positive yardage will be negated. They did with that 5 receiver set. One of the linemen was downfield as well. So it's going to take them back. Looks like back about 5 yards, right?
Yeah.
5 yards from the spot, or 10 yards from the spot. So the gain's negated, and now it's 1st and 15.
Sometimes when you're an offensive lineman, you hit your guy, maybe you go somewhere else. It's that hit and sit mentality. You cannot go downfield on a pass. Empty set again.
Trying to stay ahead of the sticks. They are unable to do so there. Thomas on the keeper. He's bottled up and stopped right at the line of scrimmage again. Another nice defensive play by the Blue Devils.
I like what the Blue Devils are doing. They're not just attacking gaps, Sam, if you're watching. They're actually hitting the linemen as they're getting upfield, so they're not over-pursuing. And the good thing is, when those front 4 guys are making contact with the offensive line of Edison, it's keeping people off their linebackers. So right there, number 55, Devin Pierce, he's doing a nice job up front, along with 14, Isaiah Cowser, doing a great job making contact and then breaking down. Joseph Harashak also is doing a great job getting his hands on people. That's so important as a front 4 to do that.
Thomas from the gun, passes tipped in the air and falls incomplete. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. It's 3rd down and a 15 for Victor.
Yeah, number 45, Ryan Travers for Victor. His motor was running as that defensive end coming off the end. And it's always important as we teach our kids, make sure you hit the tight end. Unless, of course, it's an empty set, there's no tight end. Make sure you kind of get off that tackle a little bit and take a good angle trying to get that sack. Let's see what Edison comes up with here.
All right, 3rd and 15. Thomas in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and a back. A motion out of it. Comes back the other way, and then he's on a little pitch play right there. He cuts around the side, trying to get the corner. He's unable to do so as he goes out of bounds. And another loss on the play for Edison.
You know, Edison is turning the corner relatively quickly. I think they're doing a good job. They've settled down. They've gotten the snap back. But Victor's pursuit, the linebackers are able to get to the ball. Remember, folks, you don't always want your front 4 guys of your defensive line to make the tackles. Their job is to occupy people and penetrate, but let those backers flow. And you saw a great example of Victor's linebackers flowing beautifully to the ball right there.
So on 4th down, the Blue Devil, or the Inventors rather, will punt from the end zone. This time the punt's away, and again it's shanked again and goes out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, 29-yard line.
You know, you heard Victor's sideline and the players yelling poison. That's kind of the universal symbol used throughout Section 5 and across the country. When a team punts the ball, you're probably not going to return it. Everybody yells poison, get away, just let the ball, fall where it may. We'll take it there. And here comes another big drive for the Blue Devils.
So the Blue Devils again starting. All the action's been to our right over here for this first quarter. So the Blue Devils will start 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Yeah, our fans to the north end of the field, they kind of got robbed here. Everything's been at the south end of the field.
Pass incomplete. Here's the thing. They're at the 29-yard line. This is their worst starting field position of the game right now.
Wow.
On their 3rd possession.
And it does, Sam, it changes the game. When you're an offensive coordinator and you're calling plays in what you know is 4-down territory, that extra down gives you so much more leeway with what you can do. Planning ahead of, okay, I have 3 downs to move the ball as opposed to 4. It really changes your game plan and how you want to approach things.
Flag is on the play. It's against the Blue Devils for a block in the back. One thing I've noticed a little bit here in the early part of this game, and especially since it's the first game of the season, quite a bit of flags, trying to get the rust out a little bit here as we get started. Just a little sloppy on both sides to start.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? Next up, right now, being 1st and 20, Edison has got to take advantage of this. He did a real nice job. Number 1 for Edison. Looks like Ephraim Wade did a real nice job. He not only came upfield to get the sack on James Knapp, he did a great job of breaking down. Sometimes you over pursuit. That's a huge play for Edison. They needed that spark, to hopefully get this defense building some confidence.
Took them all the way back down to the 49-yard line. About 3 minutes to go here. It's going to be 2nd, and we'll call it 30 or so.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need some emotion. A defense just has a big play. You got to get excited. Keep those motions in control, but be excited.
On the run, and he stopped right there. Good defense right there by the Inventors.
That was, looks to be number 31. Looks like Jeremy Smith-George did a real nice job tackling Rashawn Baker. And you know what he did? He tackled low.
Yes.
You're not going to take a big guy like Rashawn on shoulder pad to shoulder pad. He's going to get the best of you. He got down low, wrapped, kept his head up, tackled safely. We as coaches encourage that. Just a beautiful tackle as he went through the hole.
So gain of 4 on the play. It's 3rd down and 25. There's a little screen pass that's over the head of Sherman, and incomplete, and it's 4th down. So on the penalty, it drove the Blue Devils back, put them in a long situation behind the sticks, and the Inventors are going to get the ball back.
Hey, penalties can help you. Penalties can hurt you. And right now that penalty hurt the Blue Devils. But you know what? That's got to give this Edison team some spark. They've got to realize, listen, we made mistakes. They made mistakes for penalties. Maybe that's an evener for this game. And that's going to give this Edison team some spark to know they can compete here today.
Blue Devils in punt formation.
Nice long snap.
Kick is off. Nice punt. Takes a bounce and fielded at the 15-yard line. Cuts back to the 20, down to the 30. Back and pushed out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. So good return right there.
Number 51, Hunter DeClerc, had a beautiful long snap too. Those are the things that the coaches, you look at the little details that, the things that you worry about as you go into a game. But I'm seeing some really consistent things. So we're getting there.
So a return right there. Ball, he actually went out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And the Inventors will start with their best field position of the day, 1st and 10 from their own 30.
You know, Sam, Edison just proved that maybe they can go toe-to-toe with this Victor team a little bit. What are you expecting out of this series right now? Do you think that Edison's going to try and establish a little bit of a run game? We haven't seen that yet.
I think they may have to. Again, this is going to be real important for them to stay ahead of the sticks. They need to pick up a first down and try to sustain a drive right here. Defensively, they're really not doing a bad job.
No.
They got the interception on the first one.
Agreed.
They forced a punt on the third one. The second one, of course, they started field position on the 15-yard line, and they were able to score.
They do have 2 running backs in the game. And there it is.
On the run, good defense by the Blue Devils. A bunch of gang tackles right there. Stopped before any gain on the play.
You know, once again, this front floor for the Blue Devils, you know, they're big, they're fast, they're staying low, and they're penetrating. It's kind of giving fits for Edison. Right now, Edison is firing off the ball, but they've got some pretty good size on the Victor side, and Edison just cannot get that drive, okay, to give their running back that extra step, burst of speed as he hits the line of scrimmage. You got to drive the Blue Devils back if you're going to have success.
2nd down and 10 from the 30. 1 back, 1 receiver to each side. Snap is taken. On the keeper is Thomas. Takes it across the line of scrimmage.
You know, they like the athleticism of Thomas because that's a direct snap. You can tell, I wouldn't call it by any means a wildcat formation, but certainly they're letting the quarterback get the ball and they're giving him the green light to run and try and attack that B gap. You know, hopefully they'll add that lead blocker through the hole for him, and then Thomas he might be able to see a little daylight as he breaks through there.
We're under a minute now in the quarter number 1. 7-0 Blue Devils. So from the gain of, we'll call it 2.5 on the play. So third down, long, 7 to go. Snap to Thomas again, and again he keeps it. Tries to cut the outside, gets close to the sticks, and then taken out of bounds before he gets to the marker.
It's going to be close.
At the 39-yard line, it's going to bring up 4th down and 1. What do you do here?
You know, Sam, I'm struggling moving the ball as Edison. And when they do run the ball, they have been getting at least 1 or 2 yards. I'm thinking I'm going for it because I do not want to give these Blue Devils the ball any more than I have to. You know, they've got some great offensive weapons on the Victor side of the ball. I know some people might say you're on your own 40, but folks, don't forget, this is an NFL football. Okay.
That's right.
You know, this is a little different. This is high school football, and you want to keep the ball out of your opponent's hands.
Well, that's a first quarter that saw a defensive battle. It is definitely a defensive battle here so far. The Inventors hanging tight with the Blue Devils through 1. It's 7-0, Victor leading. We'll be back to Corbett Field in a moment. This is the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you. What a move. And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos,
Welcome back to Corbett Field. Sam Schreier, Jim Andre. And it was a 4th down, quickly run by Edison, and they finally pick up a first down. So on the play, they did keep it and gained a yard on the play to get enough for a first down.
Hey, you know what? Respect to Edison. You've got that, 4th and 1, but they want to keep this powerful Blue Devil team on defense. You do not want the Blue Devils to have the ball in their hands. I thought it was a great call by Edison to go for that, and they establish it. It should give these kids some confidence.
So 1st and 10 for the Inventors. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. On a handoff and a whistle on the play.
Well, we saw that high snap again. You know, Sam, I didn't even know. We have the Jim Andre text line. I didn't even know this. All of a sudden, I get texts from people down in Florida. We got my parents, Mom and Dad, Bill and Linda Andre down there watching from Florida. We got kids from South Carolina watching where my son is down there.
It's the magic of YouTube right there.
There it is. It's the magic of YouTube. Penn State, because my other son goes to Penn State. We got people in like 3 or 4 different states that are tuning in right now.
A worldwide defensive battle. Opening night of football in March. This is fun stuff.
You know, it's great. You know, I thought I'd make the mistake of saying, oh, we got a beautiful autumn fall day. But, you know, here we are in the spring, and this is okay.
Tell you what, I could get used to this. You know, there was talk before that they moved some of the spring sports to the fall and the fall sports to the spring. Football, you could make a case for it.
You know, I do like the idea of spring football, but let's not forget I'm kind of a lacrosse guy a little bit. I'm a football guy, obviously, too, because I do coach, you know, mod football, and I coach mod lacrosse still now as I moved away from the varsity position. But you know what? I kind of like this. I'm having fun. Maybe we can compromise, right? Why don't we go like 2 or 3 weeks of football, kind of like what the colleges do with a spring game? What do you think? we can do that.
I like it.
Absolutely.
More opportunities for kids.
More opportunities for kids.
That's what I always say. 1st and 15. High snap goes over the quarterback's head, and it's taken all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
Wow.
And the ball is loose and picked up by the Blue Devils defense, and it's run to the end zone.
I got to get a number on that.
Good defensive play right there.
Get a number on that?
I didn't see you had it. Let's see if we got a replay. Got a replay. Number 19 right there.
19 is the call?
Yeah.
That'd be Nick Bonetti.
So the snap went over the quarterback's head. Good defensive awareness by the Blue Devils to see that was going on. Edison tried to fall on the ball. It was just picked right up by the Blue Devils and ran right in by Bonetti.
You know, Sam, kudos to the officiating crew. Sometimes these guys don't get the credit they deserve, but you know what? I thought that would have been a whistle blown dead soon, because in that pile of people, you think maybe someone's down with the ball. Okay, but, you know, the good news is the officials let the play happen, and there it is. Now we have an Edison Tech person down. We certainly hope he's okay.
All right, we're gonna step aside for the injury timeout right here. We'll be right back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you. What a move. And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
patience offensively against the
All right, welcome back to Corbett Field. Sam Schreier, Jim Andre. It's the Blue Devils and the Inventors. Game number 1 of spring football. A 13-0 lead for Victor. Now, here's a question for you. I don't think that they gave them a touchdown on the play. I don't know, because they're going back to they must have whistled at dead
at offensive formation for Edison. This is interesting.
All right, so the broadcasters are fooled right now. The broadcasters are
so
fooled
he must have been. So Sam, he must have been down. He must have been down, so they didn't call it. To all of our Victor fans, we just had Dr. Tim Terranova. I call him Doc. He just stopped up here in the booth. This guy's everywhere. It's so funny. Whether I'm at a soccer game, a volleyball game, you always see Doc Terranova. Huge. Obviously, he's an official Blue Devil. All right, and here he is.
He used to be an Irondequoit Eagle because, I went go back in the day,
Sam, he changed it up, though. Now he's an official Blue Devil. He's always got his blue and gold on. He's always around. Great guy. He shares the excitement of having the kids on the campus doing these extracurriculars, so it's just great having him here with us.
So, all right, so here we go. So it's still 7-0. We got excited for a touchdown, and it wasn't a touchdown, but that's okay. We're learning it's first game for everybody today.
Well, we need replay up
First
here.
game
You
for
know,
everything.
Sam, this is my first game with you here, so I might have a laundry list of things that I need to help me out. Maybe, I see these guys on ESPN with like 5 monitors. What about John Madden? Can I get one of those where I can like draw on the screen?
That's right.
Can you get me one of those?
The telestrator.
Where's
you can
Doc?
have it right on the iPad right there.
Where's Doc Terranova? He just walked by.
right
Put it
there.
in the budget. Let's go. I want to be able to draw like X's and O's and pretend I know what I'm talking about here.
All right, 2nd down and long for Edison. After the injury, it's still 7-0 Victor. Here we go, back to pass with a long throw.
Wow.
Goes right down to the
intercepted.
Wow. Intercepted at the 45-yard line. Here he goes on the return. Down to the 45, and he's stopped right there.
Marcus Hampton.
2nd interception of the game for the Blue Devils.
What a beautiful break in the ball, Sam.
Both of those interceptions made by Victor were on plays where the Edison was just trying to pick up big yards on the play, and good defensive pursuit and a good interception right there, and Victor's going to take back over again.
Edison does that drop back pass. The good news about a drop back pass, it allows you to see the entire width of the field. So I love the idea from Edison. Do a drop back. You can see fully to your left. You can see fully to your right. But maybe Edison, to kind of take that pressure off the quarterback, maybe start rolling this kid out a little bit and give him some room.
Looks like the Blue Devils picked up a penalty after the interception. So before the interception. So we got excited about a touchdown. We got excited about interception, and both of them are nullified.
Our friend Kyle over here to my right, who's doing a great job of electronics, he might have to put me on delay because all of a sudden I get excited about a play, and I'm talking about what's going on. So Kyle might have to help me out here a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself.
All right, so it's going to bring it out to now make it 2nd and 15 for Edison from the 35. On the keeper, Thomas has it. He's being stopped by a host of tacklers.
Nice.
Back at the 30.
Nice pursuit, number 14, Isaiah Kauser. The defensive end spot, it's a tough spot to play, folks. As far as when I'm coaching our kids, it's one of the hardest positions because as a defensive end, you got to stop the run, you got to jam the tight end, you got to pursue to the quarterback, and at the same time, you got to squeeze down that C gap. And Isaiah's doing a great job of that today.
Good defense right there for the Blue Devils. Now we can officially say it's 3rd and long. Third down, 19 from the 31-yard line for the Inventors. They had picked up their first down on this drive and then got driven back. The Blue Devils nearly scored a touchdown and nearly had an interception. One was down, one by penalty.
Here goes the Blue Devils to that 4-deep zone. When you go to a 4-deep zone, you got to rely on your linebackers to widen out.
Delay of game is the call on the Inventor, so it's going to back them up 5 yards. I gotta tell you though, I'm very impressed with the defensive effort on both sides of the game. I know I mentioned this before, but it's important to note we're about midway, just about through the 2nd quarter. It's 7-0, and the Blue Devils scored because they had a short field. So here we go on the keeper, Thomas, and he's unable to pick up any yards on the play. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Most of the design runs haven't gone for too much of a gain so far for Edison. So it's going to bring up 4th down, and again they'll try to punt it. First 2 have gone out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage or about 5 yards.
Let's see. Will the Blue Devils, are they going to get aggressive? Are they going to try and come in and block this? This will be interesting. Or will the Blue Devils just try and stuff Edison, hold them there, and rely on the athleticism of Cody Jensen, number 1, back to receive? Let's see what happens. Good snap.
There's the punt is off. That's not a bad punt, but it takes a bounce back the other way and then takes an Inventor bounce across the midfield and then down at the 49-yard line. So for the first time, the Blue Devils are going to start in their own territory, albeit the 48-yard line. Victor will have 1st and 10.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Blue Devils came out and established a good, solid run game here. Edison, they're doing a good job flowing the ball. As you've said, Sam, multiple times. I think both defenses are getting to the ball.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from the 48-yard line.
You can see Victor spreading out Edison. They got 3 receivers to the one side. There's that bubble screen.
Screen pass completes. Down to the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Still on his feet. Then finally tackled at just about the 10-yard line. Good job right there on the screen. But let's see, there is a flag on the play for an illegal block.
You know, I really like the play. You put 3 receivers to the one side. You've got Owen Stone to the left. And what you do is with 3 receivers, you slant your you slant 2 your outside receivers, and you put that 3rd receiver to the inside, kind of looping to the out. That's a real tough play for the corner because you really make the corner make a decision. Do I drop deep into my zone? Because as a corner, no one wants to get burned, okay, as a corner. However, on the flip side of that, defending that bubble screen can be tough. So what do you got, Sam? What happened here?
So it looks like an illegal block. It's going to be from the spots. Let's see where they're going to take it back to. Looks like we're going to take it back.
Spot foul.
Yeah, about 10 yards. So they're gonna lose about 10 on the play. So at the 41-yard line now. Net loss about 8 on the play, right? There's a handoff. Baker with it. Carries it across the 45 to the 46. And a gain on first down for Victor.
I really like that explosiveness out of Sean Baker. You know, all of us are of Rashawn Baker. All of a sudden, you know, as an offense, you take that shotgun snaps. You're already 4 yards deep. Rashawn does a nice job collapsing on the football, hitting the hole hard. And there wasn't a whole lot there, but he definitely gained some yards.
So officials stop play again. Do we get another flag on the play? Yeah, it looks like we do. Another one. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Edison. It's going to be 15 yards, and the result of that will be a first down. So unsportsmanlike, it looks like after the play. So that negated the last penalty, and that'll carry it back into Edison territory now. So from the 39-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils.
Football is a physical game. It's an emotional game. We tell our kids, you know, play with emotion, but you got to keep your emotions in check. So hopefully these unsportsmanlike penalties, kids learn from it, and you realize it hurts your team. You got to keep your temper under control.
Baker on the run. He gets a big gain right there. Across the 25-yard line, down to the 21. And a nice gain on first down, and a first down for Victor.
That is the textbook Rashawn Baker run. Once he breaks through that line of scrimmage, now you're tackling him from behind. If you're going to stop Rashawn in this running offense of the Victor Blue Devils, you got to penetrate and you got to catch him in the backfield before he gets his momentum going.
So 1st and 10 Blue Devils from the 21-yard line. No wide receivers on the handoff. With the run, nice stop, spins around a couple tackles, and he's able to get out to about the 9-yard line. Baker with another first down. It'll bring up 1st and goal for Victor.
You know, Sam, you talk about the power run formation. 2 tight ends, 2 of your running backs to one side, 1 running back goes in motion. So you've got that balanced 2 tight end set. It's tough to figure out as a defense where is Victor going to run the ball, and Rashawn did a great job hitting the hole.
From the shotgun, Baker on the handoff again. He's fighting through tackles. He gets it inside the 5. Good job right there to get towards the goal line. He's down to about the 3. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 3 for Victor, trying to add to their 7-0 lead.
Great line surge by the Victor Blue Devils up front. I must admit, I'm pretty impressed with Edison's linebackers swarming to the ball and making a 5-yard run, not a touchdown.
2nd and 3 to Baker, and a flag on the play. Before the play, it looks like. Dead ball. Offsides is the call against Edison. So it's going to be half the distance to the goal.
You know, encroachment I could definitely see where that's happening. Edison is trying to crowd that line of scrimmage. They're trying to get as close to that ball as possible because they want to come across line of scrimmage to try and stop this running game of Victor.
First and goal from the 2 to Baker to the end zone and a Blue Devil touchdown. Baker cashes in from the 2-yard line. And Jim, this time we can definitively say it's 13-0 Blue Devils.
You know, that establishing the run game with Victor, so impressed. Big guys up front, pushing Edison back. Again, if Edison's going to be in this game, they've got to stop that running attack of Victor. They just strapped it on and just went right at Edison, and it looked just like a great run.
Blue Devils to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. And we got 5:20 to play in the first half. The Blue Devils have doubled their lead. It's now 14-0 Victor.
I really like the diverse of offense that we're seeing. You know, we're spreading the field. You're seeing Victor all of a sudden go to a 2 tight end set. So you're seeing a lot of different things. That's making it difficult for Edison to constantly adjust to their formations. You know, we'll see if Edison tries the same thing. Are they going to try multiple formations to try and find those cracks in the armor of the Victor defense? We'll see what happens in just a moment. You know, Sam, we have not seen a lot of misdirection, you know, out of these teams, like running the counters and things like that. I know listening somewhere is, you know, legendary East Rochester coach Ron Rucker, who I started my coaching career with, great guy, you know him. And he'd be like, geez, when's someone going to run the counter? Are we going to have some kind of a fullback trap? But really, both teams are just running right at people.
Well, you got to have the big guys to do it. You got to have the big guys to do it, and you got to have the athletes to be able to do so. And so far, the Blue Devils have cashed in on their opportunities. Short fields for Victor and a penalty to boot. So Edison is going to look here before half. I think the key for them is to try to establish a drive. They picked up a nice first down, and then the penalty kind of took them out of it. So let's see what happens. They're going to have it in decent field position and trying to run it back on the little squib return, avoiding the return on the play. He was stopped at about the 29-yard line. So Edison's going to start at their own 29. And would you agree the key right here is to get an established drive before half?
They're going to have to. They do not want to give the ball. Obviously, they're hoping to score, but they do not want to give the ball back to the Blue Devils. Because right now, going into half, you're down 14-0. You know, that's assuming they don't score here. You know, I'm sure the Edison fans are hoping they do. But having a 14-point deficit between you and your opponent, that's what we call manageable. You can get on the whiteboard, get guys lined up, let's make adjustments. Okay, so Edison, you know, I'm sure they're hoping to score, but if not, they've got to make sure they keep the Blue Devils off the field. But this Blue Devils team is playing pretty aggressive on defense, so I think they're going to get another shot at it.
First and 10 from the 29-yard line. On the keeper, Thomas he is able to gain a yard. That play so much hasn't been working for them too well. They've been getting 2 or 3 yards pretty much every time that they've run it or stopped in the backfield.
You know, it's that shotgun snap. The beautiful thing in the shotgun snap, your quarterback is away from the line of scrimmage. Your quarterback has a beautiful view of the defense. That's kind of like that panoramic view of what the Victor Blue Devils are trying to do defensively. However, you make that handoff, you're already starting 4 yards in your own backfield. So you got to get 4 yards just to get back to where you were. It'd be interesting to see what Edison could do if they actually went up under center.
Second down and 9 at the 29-yard line. There's a toss. Trying to run through some traffic right there, and he's gang tackled at the 29-yard line. No gain on the play. So it's going to bring up third down and 9. The Inventors going to need a big play here. They want to keep the ball on they want to keep the offense on the field.
You know, great job by that front group, including Connor Williams. You see him running off right now. You know, the basketball player that had such a great season here. What a great job by the front four of Victor's Blue Devils, letting their linebackers flow. You know, sometimes the guys up front, you don't call their names as much for making tackles, but in a really, truly great defense, those guys are occupying people, and you let your linebackers clean up. And I think our linebackers for Victor are doing a great job. Edison does have a good push up front. They just got to keep moving their feet and stay low on these big Victor guys.
Third down 9. There's a high snap recovered by Thomas. He backs up now, tries to throw it, And he throws it back to the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And again, the Inventors go 3 and out.
You know, it's that snap. We've got to get that snap under control. You know, when the quarterback has to leave his feet to jump up and catch it, every moment he's off the ground is a moment that aggressive Blue Devil defense is coming after you. So, you know, got to get that snap down. I think Edison is doing some good things. They got receivers running good routes. They've got linemen that are getting their hands on people, but they got to give themselves a chance of success. Okay, let's get that snap, and I know they can do it.
So the Inventors in punt formation. They'll punt it from their own 29. We have 3:27 to go in the first half. And the Blue Devils with a 2-score lead. And a delay of game is called again against Edison. That's a 5-yard penalty.
You know, even with my Mod A group, what I do is on the sideline, I say, okay, punt team. And all of a sudden they run out to the field. You kind of do that pregame. Guys on the sideline, you've got to be aware. To all of our high school listeners out there, you got to be listening. Game awareness, know when it's 4th down. Be ready to go out there and help your team.
Here's the punt. Little line drive punt. It bounces down at the 45. Now returned back into Edison territory. Flag on the play. And Gang tackled right there. And now it's breaking out. A skirmish on the sidelines.
You know, we're hoping to see some great sportsmanship out of both teams. You know, we expect it. I know that's an emotional game. Football is it's a physical game. We're in close proximity. Kids are hitting, but you got to be in control of your emotions.
So there was an initial flag on the play. Initial flag on the play, and then a second flag's coming down after the little skirmish there on the Edison sidelines. Coach ran in to try to break that up right away, so good job by Coach Mandel to get that. The officials kind of step in there. So the officials are now speaking with the Edison coaching staff as far as to what they're going to do with this situation. Referees telling them to kind of back off.
You know, we have a football game. 2 teams I think are playing pretty well for their first game. You know, we're making some penalties, we're making some mistakes, but guys, let's revisit why we're here. We're here to compete. We want to play fast, we want to play hard, we want to play fair, and we want to keep sportsmanship in the game. So, you know, it's time to refocus. Let's get focused back on football. And remember, this is a contact game. You know, you can have those contacts, but it's got to be legal, and we got to have sportsmanship.
So, Jim, I got to give a lot of credit to Section 5 on how they developed this spring football season. So we're starting off with a Saturday game this week, and then they have a block of next week, again with Friday, Saturday's games. And then you're going to work backwards as we finish up. They're going to go to a Thursday game, then the following week a Wednesday game, and the following week a Tuesday game, and then they're going to close it out with Monday Night Football. So so you see they're going backwards the whole thing to try to condense the whole schedule into about 6 or 7 weeks.
You know, I think the word to describe it is thankful. You know, we're thankful to be out here again together. We're thankful to get a football season. And just, you know, me speaking as a lacrosse coach, you know, the former head varsity lacrosse coach here at Victor, losing the 2020 season, it was crushing. You know, and I saw it both sides. As a parent, I saw it as a coach, and it was very disappointing. And, you know, you never want to see another team lose a season. So I like the leadership of Section 5 and our athletic directors of saying, let's find a way to make this season happen. And their proactive approach, you know, with the spring season, let's just make it happen. Hopefully we get our entire spring season and also.
So the officials are going to come over and talk to Coach Mandel and let him know what they're going to do with these penalties and how they're doing it. The Edison team is kind of taking a knee right now as the officials speak to them on their side. So let's see what they're going to do with penalties and try to avoid it. Hopefully we don't have any ejections here.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that the football clothing is all 50% off at the concession stand. Make sure you make your way down here with halftime coming up and take a look.
You know, opportunity for learning here, you know, how we're going to behave as athletes, how we're going to behave as gentlemen, and how we're going to behave to represent our school and our community. There has to be a refocus, you know, on why we're here and what we're trying to accomplish. And I think the officials are going to send a very clear message that his athletes,
Initial
we
call
need to stay focused.
Initial call is blocking the back. Then we got unsportsmanlike on Edison, unsportsmanlike on Victor. And there's been an ejection, another player ejected, and a first down. So 2 ejections on the play. So the initial call was the block in the back. That will be the only penalty that will be enforced. The other ones will offset, I believe. But 2 ejections on the play. The punches are thrown. So after all of that, the Blue Devils are backed up to their 49-yard line. We are getting, we're down to 3:13 to go till half. It's 1st and 10. Blue Devils after the punt on the 49-yard line.
And you can see the Blue Devils once again come out with a 1 running back set, 2 tight ends, and 2 flankers.
Here's the pass. Completes out to the 45-yard line.
That was from Knapp to Kauser. I like the idea of the play action. You saw Knapp take the ball, fake it to Rashawn Baker, and that kind of froze those linebackers, expecting it to be a run, and then all of a sudden we find our player out in the flats.
So good pickup on first down for the Blue Devils.
And here we go to that 4 receiver set. Again, trying to spread out that Edison defense.
Screen pass incomplete. They tried to complete it there on a quick screen and brings up 3rd down for Victor. So Edison defense trying to hold here on 3rd down after the delay on the last penalty. It'll be 3rd down from the 46-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see if Edison does some kind of stunting, blitzing a linebacker, having their interior lineman cross, doing something to try and get that extra penetration they need versus Victor's big offensive line.
On the run right there, he tried to cut the corner. He did, and he's able to get out to the 30-yard line and pick up a first down for the Blue Devils. So good play right there.
I really like seeing Victor's receivers out there blocking. All of a sudden, sometimes receivers think you're only in the game to catch the ball. More often than not, as a receiver, you're out there blocking that defensive back, and that's what happened, which gave Rashawn that extra 5 yards.
From the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. On the exchange, it's fumbled and picked up, and then dropped back for a loss on the play. Good job, awareness there to realize the ball was fumbled and to pick it up and bring it back.
It's that play, it's that speed. Sometimes they call it just kind of almost a wide receiver sweep where you put the guy in motion, but it's a timing thing. It's a great play when you run it right, when all of a sudden the receiver comes through, or if you fake it to that receiver and then give it to the running back. But it's timing. Timing is critical on that. And early in the season, sometimes those timing plays are tough to execute.
Back to the 38-yard line, 2nd down and 16. Baker on the run. Gets it back to about the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down 11.
Shout out to some of our guys in the middle. You see Nick Franzak up there getting his hands on people. You see Tyler Hobson. The offensive line, we're doing a great job of keeping our hands on people. You got to keep driving your feet. On the flip side of it, Edison, I'm seeing those guys play with their hands. They're playing low. They're moving to the ball. So we're really seeing good things out of both teams this afternoon.
3rd down and 11 for Victor. There's a pass. Oh, and it's complete to the tight end into goal territory. What a nice pass right there, and completes it for a big gain.
Knapp's pass to Owen Stone, it's a nice pass and it's a nice route. What you got to do as a receiver or a tight end, look and see where those defensive backs are dropping, and then you got to find the seams. Okay, like we tell people, it's better to try and catch a ball in open territory than one-on-one with someone. So it's a great pattern. It's a great call versus their defensive backs back in the zone.
1st and goal for Victor. Ball's at the 8-yard line. Back to pass, throwing, and it's caught into the end zone. Touchdown again for the Blue Devils.
You know, I think Cody Jensen did a real nice job. You know, to all the receivers out there, you know, younger players watching, it's good to come back to the ball. You know, when you're in traffic, you know, there's someone covering you, you always want to come back to the ball, catch the ball first, and then turn and try and get in the end zone.
Nice play, just a little rollout. Jensen right there with a nice catch. He deflected himself off a tackle and got into the end zone. So good job for Victor, and the extra point up and in. And it's 21-0. Victor, 22 seconds to go in the first half. And the Blue Devils are actually going to get the ball in the second half as well.
You know, Max Fiorica, the soccer player traditionally, here he is playing football, wanting to come out, doing a great job kicking the ball through the uprights. I think it's that, and he's got that soccer style, he's got that nice approach. Yeah. And really, whether it's extra point, whether it's field goal kicking, it's all about your timing. It's that step, and kick, and he did a real nice job with that.
That's one of the advantages by not having football in the fall. You're going to have these athletes that are going to be able to play, some of them 4 sports, really.
Yeah, it's exciting.
If you want to. So, little Nirvana on the loudspeaker right now.
Wow.
Yep.
And our Victor cheerleaders, shout out, what a great job. It's a tradition when they score. They do their backflip for every point that's scored. And here we go. Again, just an excitement around the field. You know, the campus is alive. There's always things going on. People are being socially distant. They're doing a great job of that, wearing their masks. And that ensures that we can keep rolling forward through this, what they call, I guess, Fall 2. I guess is what they're called, Fall 2.
And we made it through the winter, no problem.
Absolutely.
I mean, we did.
Yep.
And then the difference here is that, you know, your Fall 2, you're getting these outside sports going on, too. Yes, you have volleyball inside, but you get these outside sports, it's definitely going to be a difference.
Oh, 100%. It's fresh air. It's people able to spread out. I mean, look at all the bleachers we have here at Victor. So I think we're doing a great job making it happen. I'm so excited that people throughout the league want to make it happen.
Kickoff is taken. Oh, a big hit right there. Big play on special teams for Victor. The return was taken out to the 37-yard line and stopped on the play. Good defensive play right there on special teams.
You know who that was? Tyler Gleason. This kid is a special team guy, specialist, loves getting on the field for that. So all of a sudden when I saw that big hit, I saw the person rise up. It was no shock to me. It was number 32. Tyler does a great job running downfield. Excited to make that big hit for his team.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Edison. 20. I can't see that. Is that 6 seconds left or 16 seconds left?
I think it's 16.4.
Yeah, 16.4. 16.4 at the 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Inventors. Let's see what they do here. If they just play conservative to half or they try to run a couple plays. They're going to go under center.
Sam, I'm throwing it. Let's go.
And just take a knee right there. And that'll take us to halftime. So the Blue Devils are capitalize on the Edison turnovers. 2 of them, and the Blue Devils have scored touchdowns on both of them. The other one's on short fields. And that will be the scoring in the first half. Overall, defensively, both defensive teams have played pretty good defense.
Yep, taking advantage of those penalties. We got to get that cleaned up as they move throughout the season. Today's game 1, I guess we'll give them a free pass, Sam, so to speak. But as we go throughout the season, we got to get that cleaned up.
All right, we're going to go to halftime. We're going to take a break. We'll be back for the second half. Sam Schreier, Jim Andre with you here at Corbett Field in Victor. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you. What a move. And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
It'll be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Victor won the coin toss to start the game. They elected to defer. And so now Edison is going to kick off to the Blue Devils.
All right, welcome back to Corbett Field here in Victor. I'm Sam Schreier along with Jim Andre. It's the Victor Blue Devils and the Edison Tech Inventors. Week 1 of spring football. 21-0. Victor leads at half, and the Blue Devils will receive, Coach.
You know, we're going to see what Victor does here. Are they going to stay conservative? Are they going to keep opening up their offense? I think Victor's going to keep going. I mean, you know, it's a relatively short season. You want to open up your playbook, and you want to make sure you get a chance to do these things at game speed.
Blue Devils on the return. It's out to the out to about the 41-yard line. And 1st and 10, Victor will take over from the 41-yard line. So Edison needs to continue to establish itself on defense. You need to get off the field here fairly quickly. Try to force the Blue Devils into the punting situation. They did it once in the first half, and they're only able to pick up 1 first down.
You know, Sam, we'll have to see if it's a tale of two halves. I mean, obviously the first half, the big thing that stood out, penalties on both sides of the ball.
On the toss, Baker.
Toss to Rashawn Baker.
Takes it across the 45, the 40, the 35, and finally pushed out of bounds inside Edison territory to the 35-yard line, and a first down for the Blue Devils.
You know, all of our fans watching, obviously you see number 23, Rashawn Baker, running the ball, but you got to give a shout out to number 34, Kieran Boyce. What a great job getting his hands, establishing the block, and sometimes it's tempting to hold and grab cloth, especially when you're out there in space and the play's getting extended. But I thought he did a great job not holding and just making an outstanding block on the perimeter.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Back to pass. And it's incomplete. Just over the head of the tight end there.
Yeah, Nick Leonard, number 89, did a nice job running the pattern. You know, James Knapp, he'll dial it in. He'll get that ball there. But again, it's a good pattern. It was a good ball. They just got to make that connection. There was some Edison guys in the area, so I think Edison's starting to feel more comfortable on defense. They're dropping to their zones defensively, and they're starting to cover the Blue Devils and doing a good job at that.
2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Baker on the run. There he goes. Big first down right there as he barrels his way across the 20-yard line, right, or across the 25 to the 22, and a 1st and 10 Victor. Good job.
Divine Thomas from Edison does a real nice job playing safety back there, and he comes up, makes an open field tackle. When you're a little bit lighter guy than you are than Rashawn, he does a real nice job going up and wrapping up, getting Rashawn's legs nice and low, safe tackling, head up, eyes to the sky, safe tackle, open field, did a real nice job at that.
Quarterback Divine Thomas, too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He's playing both.
There you go, back to pass again. That pass is complete. On that little, tried to hurdle move right there, and he got taken down before he was able to get to the end zone.
And
Out of bounds.
Jensen with a nice athletic catch, puts a move trying to get down to the end zone. And, you know, Victor moving the ball down the field inside the 5. It'll be interesting to see the formation they go with here.
1st and goal. Referee stops it, and Edison takes a timeout.
Looks like that traditional power I formation on a Victor with 2 tight ends. You know, you got 2 fullbacks in the game, ready to lead block through there. Did a great job.
So Coach Morales calling the timeout right there. He used up his timeouts pretty quickly in the first half as well. In danger of falling down by 4 scores. Here in the early part of the 3rd quarter. The Blue Devils next week, they're heading out on the road. They're going to face their rival, the Fairport Red Raiders, next week.
You know, Fairport is another big school. It's going to be an exciting game. It'll be exciting to see how Fairport fares this weekend. But again, high school football, we're back in the spring. I think this is really exciting. You know, we'll see what Edison does right here. When you're inside the 5-yard line, are they going to go with a 6-man front? Or are they going to stick with their 4-man front and walk up their linebackers? I wouldn't be surprised if they walk up their linebackers, kind of move those linemen down into gaps, because right now it's kind of that roll the dice, let's go. If Victor ends up in the end zone, so be it. But right now, you can't look to stop these guys at the line of scrimmage. You got to try and get that tackle for a loss. So I won't be surprised if they move up their linebackers, if they shift some guys to gaps. probably lock Victor up man-to-man. If they throw the ball, if Victor does throw the ball, you could look for that slant ball. And the last time Victor threw a slant, it was picked off by Edison. So it'll be interesting to see what the Blue Devils come up with here.
First and goal from the 2-yard line. Baker on the run. There he is, all the open space right there, and he's able to run it right in for the touchdown.
You know, I thought the two fullbacks went straight forward, so the linebackers are expecting the ball to go inside that, you know, either A or B gap, and all of a sudden we do a good job with Rashawn bouncing it to the outside.
Rashawn Baker around the outside.
Baker took it right there. He had a full field in front of him. Nothing but grass right there.
Did a real nice job reading it inside to out. Do I attack the A gap, B gap, or do I just flow right outside of that D gap toss area? He did a real nice job.
Extra point is good. It's 28-0 Blue Devils.
You know, Sam, talk about exciting fans. My wife, Colleen,
Yeah.
huge football fan. She's so excited to watch the game today. I know we all want to be here in person to feel the excitement of high school football, but it's like she said, she's excited to be there watching the game. I've got my own son, you know, Will, at Penn State. He's actually roommates with Owen Stone's brother down at Penn State. He said he's got some guys in the room watching at Penn State. So big shout out to them. We are. And even my other son, Clark, South Carolina, said he was going to check out the game. So we'll see.
It's the whole Andre family watching the game today. There you go.
We love it. We're a football family.
There you go.
You know, my wife, she's from Caledonia, Mumford, Cal-Mum.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, she's established herself as a football fan early. But, you know, it's like I tell, even when I'm teaching flag football to kids in phys ed, it's not just about playing it. Whether you like it or not, football is a part of our culture.
Right.
You know, and you really, if you understand the game, it's a lot of fun, even as a fan's perspective, because we just love this game.
You know, Coach, one thing to note here as we look, you know, farther off of the season this year, there's only going to be 4 teams per classification that are going to make it to the sectionals. They're going to start right in the semifinals. The top 4 teams in each classification are going to make it, and the higher seed's going to host the whole tournament.
You know, what's interesting,
however they play.
Yeah, all the way through. You know, Sam, it's almost like, it reminds me of college football, because when you're watching college football play, every game matters. You can't lose a game because now you're out of it. And it's the same thing with high school football. You know, you've got to establish yourself as a contender.
There's the kickoff. Run back for the Inventors. They take it across on the outside. Good return right there down the sidelines. And he's finally pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Good return right there. The Inventors. And the officials are calling him back. Probably a block in the back here. Let's see. See what we got. Officials sending that to the officials, and it's a hold on Edison. So their good return was going to try to set up the best field position of the game for Edison, and instead it's taken back on a hold.
Sam, here it is on the Jim Andre text line. I just invented this, folks. This is my own thing here, so stay with me, okay? I just got a shout out from someone. Here it is, trivia question. Here we go. He was an Aquinas guy. I don't hold that against him. I'm a Victor guy, okay? I'm not going to hold it against him. He's an Aquinas guy. He played for the Richmond Spiders as a quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And then he's drafted by the New England Patriots. He lives right here in Victor. There it is. Trivia question. And he played quarterback for the New England Patriots.
Doug Flutie. No, I don't know.
Good. Bob Blyer.
Bob Blyer.
Yeah, he just texted in, said he's enjoying the game.
Okay.
So there it is.
Mr. Blyer, thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
Thanks for checking in on the Jim Andre text line.
I didn't even know the Jim Andre text line existed. I'm sitting
there.
Calling the game. Oh, fumble. Every once in a while, I'm just sitting there calling the game. I get a text out from someone like that.
It's all right. Fumble on the play, goes out of bounds, and Edison looks like they'll retain possession on the play. You know, what's even more, we were talking about how the quickness of the season goes.
Right.
A week ago right now, you're getting ready for the Section 5 championships for basketball. And now we're playing football a week later.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. You know, one season's rolling into the other.
Yep.
And again, it's like I told you before, it's the excitement on the high school campus. Kids know there's a game this weekend, and it's just fun to be a part of it.
Thomas with the long throw. It's up for grabs and caught. Is it in bounds? What's the call?
What's the call? No, incomplete.
Out of bounds. Incomplete, out of bounds.
That pass was caught out of bounds.
It was a good play by Thomas. Got it downfield about 30 yards.
You know, the Victor defensive backs, our corners, they're doing a nice job. they're, backpedaling. I know it's exciting. You want to be a part of that tackle, as a corner. You want to help stop the run. But, again, you've got pass responsibilities, and I think our kids are doing a great job dropping into their zones and breaking on the ball.
So being up 3rd down and 10 for the Inventors. 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, there's another pass for Thomas downfield into double coverage, and it's knocked away by the Blue Devils out of bounds.
It's interesting. Thomas for Edison, he really enjoys going up the sideline of the field. He has faith in his receivers to kind of run that fly pattern up the sideline, and that's his first read. And the corners, again, are doing a great job of jumping that route.
So they're going to force 4th down and force a punt. And so Victor's going to have pretty good field position again. Already scored here in the 3rd quarter to take a 4-score lead. Let's see what happens. The Inventors in punt formation. High snap. Punt is off. High punt. It's going to get out to take a bounce and roll around. Victor bounce the other way.
There's that classic poison call.
29-yard line. Flag on the play. Let's see which way it's going.
Sam, at the high school level, I always like to see punters put it at an angle because quite often when you go right down the middle of the field, there's someone there to catch it and return it, etc. But when you put it at an angle, sometimes you get that nice roll down the sideline. Rarely is it returned, and you might just get it out of bounds. So that might be something for the Inventors to look at, is get that nice angle punt, working it down the sideline.
Penalties decline, illegal shift. It is declined, and so they call an illegal shift, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. So again, starting in plus territory is Victor. It's about the 4th time they've started inside the 30-yard line today. 4 touchdowns for the Blue Devils. Let's see what happens here on 1st and 10.
3 receivers wide to the right. There's that bubble screen again.
Incomplete over the head. Haven't been able to. When they haven't been able to connect, it's been off. It's been off quite a bit. The timing is a bit off right there. And to be expected, first game.
Sam, there it is. You hit it right in the head. It's timing. Whether it was that speed play where Victor happened to have that little fumble or the bubble, it's a timing thing, and that's going to come. And again, don't forget. Usually these kids are away, for like a week-long camp, or they're doing different things over the summer in preparation. But here, they really had to hit the ground running. And so some of those timing things may not be there.
2nd and 10 for the 29 for the Blue Devils. Under center. Baker in the backfield. And a flag on the play. I think they got the Inventors to jump. And they did. So they'll pick up 5 yards right there. And that'll negate the incompletion.
I think Victor did a nice job of that, varying the cadence. To our high school players out there, it's important you vary your cadence. Sometimes when you're in a game, you get in that rhythm of always having that same snap count. But when you vary your cadence in those critical downs, you can move the ball 5 yards when you need it. So vary your cadence, quarterbacks.
2nd down and 5 at the 24-yard line. Play action.
The boot play.
There it is. Wide open, and just missed him. Just a little bit too far on that one. Would have been a 35-0 lead. Instead, it's an incompletion, and it's 3rd down.
Sam, I like that boot play. You're faking, to the running back to the left, and all of a sudden you're rolling back right to the quarterback, to James Knapp's strong arm. It was a good pattern. I kind of foresee as the season goes along, they're going to be making those connections.
The execution just missed on that one. So chance on 3rd down. And there's a nice little run right there through the middle, and it picks up a 1st down.
I'm seeing game situations right now, probably on 2nd or 3rd down. Coach Mandel could have called that Rashawn Baker off tackle play, but you know what? I like the idea of the boot because what you got to do is, you can't replicate game reps in a practice. So, if you're going to do things like the boot, this is a great time to practice them.
And with a 20-0 lead, it helps as well.
Yep, exactly. So this is a great opportunity to try and work out those bugs of your offense, and I think Victor's doing a great job of that. Edison is still swarming to the ball. I'm impressed with these Edison athletes, the way when the ball is snapped, they are down 28-0, but they're making Victor earn every yard. You're seeing Victor get a 5-yard carry But these kids from Edison, they're flowing to the ball, and I'm impressed by that.
On first down, a gain of about 3 or 4. Brings up second down and goal from inside the 5. There's a handoff to Baker. He goes to the end zone and scores again. Touchdown, Victor.
You know, once again, Victor starting with a short field. Coach Mandel, any coach calling the offense, you love a short field because, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you go from 3-down territory to 4-down territory, and it just opens up your playbook with so many different things you can do.
Try to make the score 35-0. And it's up, and it's good, and it is. Victor 35, Edison 0.
You know, great snap and hold. You know, everybody sees the kicker put it through, which is great. But, you know, it was a great snap by number 5100 DeClerc. You know, you see Marcus Hampton, number 2. And I'll tell you what, when you're down on a knee like that and you got to handle that ball coming at you on a fast spiral, it's a lot more challenging than what it looks. But go ahead and catch that ball with your hands, put it on the block. Those are the things that all too often in the game of football we think, oh, it's automatic. Folks, at the high school level, it's not automatic. You got to really practice that, get it dialed in. I thought the other guys in the extra point team, you know, Coach Sean Rucker's special teams there, everybody stepping down to the inside gap for that extra point, the conversion, so to speak. Great timing, looks fantastic.
All right, so the Blue Devils will kick off. Kickoff from the 40-yard line.
And our cheerleaders doing a great job of their back flicks. Really athletic.
There's the return and try to cut the corner again. He gets tripped up, now tries to go back the other way. And he stopped on special teams right there. Good play again by the Blue Devils.
You know, Timothy Brooks did a great job handling that ball. He had a slight collision with his buddy back there. But again, focus on the ball, looked it in, tried to get something to the right, nothing there. And, you know, normally you just tell your players, just, you know, run out of bounds, get safe. But Timothy Brooks tried to make something out of nothing right there.
So Blue Devils, the 35-0 lead, as the officials say, run the clock, and that's what they're doing. Run the clock. So here we go. 1st and 10, Divine Thomas. Edison's trying to move the ball here. Trying to get another first down.
Yeah, Edison going with 3 wide receivers. We kind of mishandled
the keeper. He tried to keep it. He grabbed the high snap again and then tried to fall on it. He's able to do so and then stop for a loss.
You know, I think this has to be a time for Edison to regroup. And, you know, it's going to be, we're getting to the point now where it'd be challenging for them to win the game. But you know what? You got to go ahead and set realistic goals. Hey, guys, let's get a first down. And then let's build on that. You know, after we get a first down, or let's have a series without penalties. And these are things that you build, you know, throughout a game like this, and, you know, trying to find those positives so you can keep moving forward as a team.
All right, here come the inventors, 2nd and long. High snap again. Thomas to throw. He throws it long into double coverage, and it's batted around. Almost came up with it, and it falls incomplete.
You know, these receivers for Edison are doing a good job coming down the field. I think our defensive backs and linebackers for Victor are doing a real nice job. They're reading the pass. They're dropping to their zones where they need to be. You know, I would like to see the Edison quarterback maybe try and roll out, because right now he's doing a simple drop back, you know, that 3-step drop, so to speak, off of a shotgun snap. You know, it would be nice to see what he could do outside the tackle box, and maybe some play action to try and get those linebackers for Victor to bite, and maybe some play action could open some things up in the flat for these guys.
It's going to bring up the 3rd down. There was a penalty on the play that was declined.
All right, so Sam, who have I got to talk to about getting like a little whiteboard thing or something I can write on?
Yeah,
you got to have some.
Get the telestrator so we can see all.
What's it called?
Telestrator.
All right. Hopefully my wife is listening. Honey, write that down. If you want something for my birthday or something in the future, I want one of those. One of those fantastic toys that like John Madden uses to drop things. I'd like to do that.
Well, you saw Dr. Terranova. He got a big budget over
You know
here,
what? That's
so.
You know what? I'm gonna call Doc T. Maybe I'll send him an email Monday and talk about things for the budget. New electronic toys. So as I'm invited to call a game. I hope I'm invited to call a game. I think they went through. I was like number 27 on the list. They went through a bunch of different people. And all of a sudden they came across. They didn't go alphabetical, and they came across my name, and I couldn't get here fast enough.
All right, here we go on third down. There's a snap. It's kept by Thomas. He tries to gain on the play. He's driven back into the end zone. Let's see what the call
Let's see
is.
what the call is. Looks like they gave him forward progress.
Yeah, it is forward progress, so he's not stopped for a safety, but it'll be fourth down from about the half-yard line.
You know, we got some guys up front, you know, with Connor Williams doing a great job getting a push. You know, just that defensive line coming up field is doing a real nice job, you know, putting the pressure with Broden O'Leary. These guys are coming up field, putting pressure on the quarterback, and good things are happening for the Blue Devils when they do that.
There's a injured player, so let's step aside for just a moment. While they're attending to that, you're watching Victor Blue Devils and the Edison Tech Inventors, Week 1 of Spring Football on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Great to see that player moving off the field under their own power. Fourth down.
Welcome back to Corbett Field. It's fourth down, and Edison is in punt formation from about the half-yard line.
Sunny Corbett Field. It's a beautiful day out here
Yeah,
for
it
football.
is a beautiful day. Beautiful March day, not September day.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's things to look forward to. On the punt, it gets out to the 25-yard line and stopped by a host of tacklers for Edison.
Number 2, Timothy Brooks did a real nice job of that open field tackle on Jensen. You know, and hey, kudos to Edison for getting that ball off. When you're only 10 yards deep for a snap, usually you're snapping it, your punter could be that 13 to 14 yards deep. And those 3 yards makes a big difference. You know, so good job by Edison. Great snap. Feel the snap and getting rid of it. That's a skill you got to practice because you never know when your back's going to be against the wall.
First and 10 from the 25 on the toss. Nice play, breaks around a man, tries to read the other side, and finally pushed out of bounds.
Number 80, Connor Bowman. You know, we're at a phase of the game where some different Blue Devils are rotating in. This is a great opportunity for the coaches to see something that's very important. That's the other guys on your roster and see what they can contribute.
It'll be first and 10 from the 11.
First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We got a 12 men on the defense against Edison. And so Victor's going to pick up 5 yards.
I think the Montreal Canadian football team sometimes use that formation on defense, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they do. I think they do.
Yeah. CFL.
The CFL, there it
That's
is.
That's it.
That should have been a Jim Andre text line trivia question.
Alouettes? Alouettes.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the name of their team, the Montreal Alouettes.
How do you know these things?
Are
you that guy?
Yeah, I am that guy.
You know, every friend group has that guy that, you know, sports facts. You know, I don't. I try to. You know, I try and know some of that.
Toronto Argonauts. That's
there it is. There's another one.
How about the Edmonton Rough Riders?
Or you could go all day.
There you go. I got it.
You can go all day.
I got it.
There it is.
When there's no football on, Coach, it's
is.
fun to watch.
I know.
It's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch.
All right, especially with the different rules. I like that too.
Yeah, why not? 2 guys in motion. Or
Here we
something
go.
Like oh boy.
There's a toss and a fumble on the play, and recovered immediately by the Blue Devils.
You know, Ephraim Wade, number 1. Okay, for Edison, does a nice job coming upfield with his responsibility. toss got out of our hands a little bit there. But the good news is we fell on it. Victor recovered. And it looks like we got about 3rd and 12.
Clock continuing to roll. We are approaching 2 minutes. Blue Devils with it.
Edison's in a good position. They got the linebackers kind of creeping up a little bit here, anticipating a run.
Under center, they run into each other on the handoff. A little miscommunication right there, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Victor.
Matt Brady, a quarterback, is, again, when you got some different running backs in there and you're going through some different personnel, again, you and I said earlier, it's that magic word. It's timing.
Yeah.
And these things will come. As these guys, as this group of players get some game time reps, these things happen. Are we looking at a field goal here?
We are looking at a field goal, 4th and long. So the Blue Devils to attempt it. 33. Let's see what they do here. Kick is good. Hold is good. Kick is up.
And it's through.
Kick is through and good. So the snap and the hold and the kick, everything in sync right there for Victor. And they extend the lead to 38-0.
That'll fill Coach Sean Rucker's tank when his special teams do a great job. And, of course, they always do a great job under him. An opportunity for a field goal because you never know. Down the road, you might be in a game where you're going to really need that. And so this is a great opportunity, what we call, game speed reps. Victor's doing a great job right here managing the game, as we call it. Games like this, we're always looking for both teams to experience some success. I think it'd be nice to see Edison put on a drive here because you always want, as a coach, those things to build on because, let's face it, this in a short time, this game will be in the rearview mirror, and you're going to want to make sure that Edison looks at it, you learn from it, you put some pieces together, and, these kids from Edison got to realize they did some good things here today.
Yeah, they did.
There are some things to build on. Yeah. Absolutely.
Defensively, especially.
It was the penalties in the beginning of the game that kind of put these guys, a little bit behind. But, I do believe that this is a team that could bounce back. I see some talented athletes. They got some pieces to put together, and I think they'll be okay. This Victor Blue Devil team, I expect them to blossom over the next couple weeks. Once again, these kids from Victor, they're used to, getting together for what we call here OTAs. They're it's like off-season training for our guys, to get together and do things. It's an organized team activity, as we call it, the official name. But we really didn't have as much of that this year because of COVID. So I really think that some of those things, the timing things we talked about with Victor, I really believe they're going to get those things cleaned up over the next couple games. And you're going to see some exciting football. We're seeing some exciting football here today.
All right, here we go for Edison as they take over on the 20. Screen pass is picked up in the backfield.
Fumble.
And a fumble on the play.
Nice initial tackle by number 40 for Victor. I'm trying to see on the roster here.
Brooks makes the catch for the Edison Tech from the Banners. Fumbled it, but they recovered. After all that big loss to the Banners, it'll be 2nd down, and will look to be 20 or more.
And that is the end of quarter number 3. We played 3 quarters from Corbett Field. We'll go down to the other end of the field, and we'll be back here in a moment. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you. What a move. And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
Welcome back to Victor's Corbett Field. Sam Schreiner, Jim Andre with you. It's the start of the fourth quarter. The Victor Blue Devils leading the Edison Tech Infanters 38-0 as we begin quarter number 4. Second down for Edison. Deep in their own territory. Inside the 10-yard line. There's a pass. Wow. Intercepted and in for a touchdown. He sought out that screen pass and intercepted it, and the Blue Devils score again.
That was Nick Leonard, number 89, showing his what I call basketball hands. He reached out there and grabbed it. It was a really nice pick. You know, reading things. You know, I think we're at a point in the game now, you know, for Edison. Let's just take it one step at a time. Let's look at some things that we can do by establishing first downs and just, you know, really try and build and get ready for next week.
Here we go for the point after. The Blue Devils will attempt it. Kick is up and good.
There it is. There it is, Jim Andre text line. Julie Rucker with some dancers. Our daughter Maddie, a senior here at Victor, just expressing how exciting it is. The kids want to be here at the games, but even though they're not right now, they're still cheering on their classmates, you know, their Victor friends from home, and it's just exciting that the whole community can be here watching the football game. You know, they're watching from home, but they're still sharing the excitement of the kids here. You know, talking about Edison, some good things that they're doing. You know, number one, they're in good formations. You know, they got their players where they want to be. What they got to keep doing is just building on the little things. Okay, let's just take it one step at a time. Let's maybe establish a run game. Let's get some other guys a chance to handle the ball, and let's just see how we can build this going into next week. You're seeing some different guys, you know, in the blue and gold out here, getting their opportunity to shine and to show what they can do. You know, obviously, you know, most of us were looking for a close game. All right, but in situations like these, it's a good opportunity to look at some of our other athletes that are on the roster for these guys.
So for the viewers watching at home, we're playing the fourth quarter with a bit of a running clock here. So the clock will continue to run on the kickoff. And upfield on the return. Big return for the Inventors. Let's see if there's any laundry on the play. Don't see any flags down, so good return for Edison this time.
You know, I thought they did a real nice job turning the corner. You know, as a kickoff return guy, you got to make that decision. Do I catch that ball? Do I go ahead and try and get that good, solid 10 yards for my team? Or maybe do I go to the outside, try and turn the corner? And obviously, in a game like this, Edison's trying to make something happen. So he made the decision, you know, to head to the sideline before he broke up the field. It looks like we do have laundry on the field right now with the flag down.
Got unsportsmanlike against the Blue Devils. Sportsman likes to call. So we'll tack on 15 to this at the end. They're to tack on 15 to the end of the run. So for the first time today, the Inventors are starting in Blue Devil territory.
And you know what? We talked about this earlier for all of our listeners. We are in 4-down territory for Edison. You know, and for Edison, chip away at it. You've got 4 downs to move the ball 10 yards. That's a big difference from having 3 downs, you know, to move the ball 10 yards. Yeah, it's true. I'm a Victor guy, you know, teach here, coach here. But I got to admit, I'm looking for some success out of Edison here. Give these guys some confidence as they move into their next week.
Edison with it from the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
Looks like they got trips into the boundary, Sam, if you look at that.
I see that.
They're really trying to, if Victor's going to drop into a zone, it's like they really want to try and flood that zone.
On the keeper, quarterback takes it. A nice gain right there. Takes it across the 30-yard line, finally out of bounds.
Sam, we just talked about that. When sometimes even when you're going to run the ball, it's, can I put more guys at the point of attack than you do defensively? And I think that's what Edison was trying to accomplish there. Let's put 3 receivers into the boundary, have them do a great job stalk blocking, so hopefully we can turn the corner, and Edison makes a big play out of that.
So he went out of bounds. The clock continues to run, and we are approaching, we're just under 8 minutes now. From the 24-yard line, it's 1st and 10, Edison. So good job by the Inventors there to pick up a 1st down on that play. Split out. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and a back. High snap again. Over his head. It goes all the way back to the 40-yard line, and he falls on it and stopped by the Blue Devils. So the Inventors had made some hay with a big 1st down right there. Were moving the ball, and now taken back.
Sam, this is one of those things where we call a pre-practice solution. In other words, when you go to practice on Monday and Tuesday, this is when your center and your quarterback got to get together and say, listen, what can we do to get better pre-practice? You just go out there, that 5-10 minutes with you and your buddy. Make that center to quarterback exchange. I tell my guys, 20 snaps and 20 snaps, 20 under and 20 shotgun snaps. Get that ironed out, and that's something they can correct on Monday.
From the 41-yard line, it's 2nd down for Edison on the toss. They run it across to the 35, out to the 30. And finally stopped by the Blue Devils there.
The Edison linebackers, or the Edison offensive line did a great job getting to Victor's linebackers. You notice they took care of that first level we talk about, the D tackles and D ends for Victor. I thought that Edison did a great job double teaming and then climbing to those backers so they couldn't get that flow, and that's going to help them pick up some yardage.
So they're out to the 32-yard line. Here we go. There's the snap on the keeper again. Again, back out to the 30 again. And again, stopped by a host of Blue Devils tacklers on that play.
The Blue Devil front 4, they did a real nice job coming upfield and disrupting things in the backfield. And as you move throughout a season, that's something defensively you want to establish. It's that presence at the line of scrimmage. Can we penetrate, but not over-penetrate? Can we penetrate and disrupt the play, and can we try and mess up the timing of the offense on things like the quarterback to running back exchange?
Officials timeout on the field for an injured player. We'll step aside. We'll be right back to Corbett Field. We are 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
During this injury timeout, I just want to remind everyone we cannot make the traditional tunnel for the players to run off the field. Due to the COVID protocols, we cannot make a tunnel for the players to run off the field. We ask that all spectators please maintain good social distancing while exiting the stadium.
Welcome back to Corbett Field. It's Edison and Victor, late 4th quarter. Edison with it. It's 4th down. They are in punt formation. And he fakes it, takes it himself and he stopped for a loss of 2 on the play, and the Blue Devils take over.
C.J. Palmieri with a nice open field tackle. Sometimes all of a sudden when it's one-on-one, you're a defender and you're one-on-one with that running back, and he can kind of juke to the left and the right. You want to make sure you break down, you get your feet wide, get your hips low, and all of a sudden now as he makes a move, you can make that move with him. So that was a great open field tackle.
So Blue Devils take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Victor going to what was like a twin set formation, puts him in motion. Now we balance the field with 2 running backs.
Blue Devils have it 1st and 10. There's a handoff. running to the left. Gets across the 40 and then taken down and pushed out of bounds.
You know, that was a nice run by Connor Bowman. You know, you see that traditional two-back set with the fullback and tailback. You know, that's becoming more rare. Quite often people, Sam, they're going to that one running back set.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you see a lot more of just one running back instead of two.
Second down from the 40-yard line. Clock continues to run. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the fourth.
You know, you hear people talk about having 8 men in the box. You can see Edison defensively, they're putting 8 men in the box. That means that there's 8 guys within the line of scrimmage with that 3 deep zone. So you can see they're anticipating that run out of Victor. So they're kind of attacking it more aggressively.
Blue Devils on the run. He gets out to the 44-yard line. And let's see, the stop wasn't enough, but looks like a flag. Flag down for unsportsmanlike conduct against the Blue Devils. So it looks like they call it a first down. It was after the play. So a first down is made. It'll take them back 15 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10. So it appears. Yep, taking the chains back too. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils after the unsportsmanlike conduct. You don't see that too often.
No. And here we go, yeah, especially when you got to reset the chains here, and the clock continues to run.
There's a handoff. Gain of 1 on the play.
You know, you're seeing some great sportsmanship here. People helping each other up off the pile. Definitely the guys from Victor are blocking hard. They're moving the defense, coming up and tackling. But I think both teams realize, obviously, the game has been determined. And so now they're just enjoying some competition. You know, the defense is flowing to the ball, but you're seeing, you know, good hits, but not cheap hits. So I commend both teams. You know, we had a little skirmish,
yeah, but since that point, we played totally clean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to compliment both teams on that. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes, and it's a compliment to the officials too. Sometimes when a team gets slightly lopsided or a game gets lopsided, you know, it gets chippy and things happen. But I think both teams did a great job learning from it and cleaning up that mistake.
There's a run there, and again stopped out to the 38-yard line, or 33-yard line rather.
You know, the clock continues to run, but we're getting some kids some reps. It's nice to see guys that sometimes don't always get in the game all the time. And they're getting some good repetitions, and it's a great way for coaches to look at some of their talent. And you know what? Any team that's going to go deep in the playoffs, you got to have depth. And this is a great time, Sam, to develop it.
From the 34-yard line on the handoff. Taken out back to the line of scrimmage and then stopped right there by a host of tacklers.
Helmet comes off, and by rule, you know that if a player's helmet comes off during play, you got to leave the game for a play. It's that safety protocol. You know, Sam, there's been so many things that the game of football has done to make sure that, you know, we can continue to play this great game and play it safely.
Sure. We are under a minute, and we may see one more play here. Let's see. On 4th down, if they get a first down, will be the last play of the game. There's the handoff, and he's pulled down hard and stopped short of a first down, so Edison holds.
Well, Sam,
flags on the play.
As the clock winds down here, Sam, I want to thank you for this opportunity for letting me work with you here at the game. Hopefully you don't lose my number.
No. Hopefully you don't lose my number. That's more of a pleasure.
Give me a shout.
I appreciate your knowledge of these players. It makes it super.
Yeah, it's fun. It was a great way to spend the afternoon. So if you're doing it again, give me a shout. We could team up again.
Appreciate it. Victor heading out on the road next week. They're headed to Fairport. They'll be back home in 2 weeks to face Hilton on Friday Night Football. First night game here at Corbett Field this year. So Friday Night Lights coming up in a couple weeks.
So Victor off to Fairport, you're telling us?
Victor off to Fairport next week.
Yeah, and they're becoming rivals because, you know, 2 adjoining towns, two teams or 2 schools with some good sports history, you know, facing off again next week.
Well, Jim, again, I appreciate that. Thanks again for joining us for the broadcast today. And ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you watching the broadcast today. And to final score today from Corbett Field and Victor, the Victor Blue Devils 45 and the Edison Tech Inventors nothing. For Jim Andre, I'm Sam Schreier signing off For tonight, you've been watching Victor Blue Devils Edison Tech and Vendors of the Varsity Media Sports Network.